to the EQ Video Tip. I'm your host, Eric Forsetter, and as always, I'm so thankful for all of you to join us for another terrific show. We're going to talk about the second half of our Joy and Happiness show right after we get into the goals of EQ Video Tip. What's on tap for today? We're in the second half of Courtney Cedars' tips for making you happier with little things to make it better for your life. Let's jump in, review the tips that Courtney talked about last time, and then of course, jump into the new ones for this week's episode. Thanks. Tip number 1, to find more happiness, actually listen to sad songs. Now, believe it or not, they provide an emotional release for you, and they allow us to drift off into our imagination and to provide us emotional catharsis so that we have emotional regulation. It's so important to do that, and it gives us some empathy as well when we do that, and it divorces us from the actual problem that we have out there, whether it's real life or something that we're actually dreaming up. So when you find that you are looking for a little happiness sometimes, it's okay to listen to that sad song to get you into the mood that you want to be in. Tip number 2, and this comes to us from the Journal of Positive Psychology. Believe it or not, when you're going to spend money and buy something, buy experiences, not items. Sounds pretty simple, right? But we do the wrong thing. We always go out and we buy that new toy or new gadget or whatever we want. But buying an experience like climbing a mountain or hiking somewhere or going on a bike tour or some travel trip or something that you can actually experience, like a play, a show, a concert, you name it, that gives us more positive emotions than it would if we buy something which we love for a few minutes and then that's it. So positive emotions come from things that we can quantify, that we actually can easily put a value on as well. Make sure when you're spending money that you're using it on experiences as opposed to items. Tip number 3, set tiny and attainable goals. Now, it may seem pretty obvious, like small little goal, small little win, but little wins actually add up, and it's very interesting that if you can exceed your expectations of achieving small little goals, you're going to be happier than falling short from a big one. But those little goals will add up over time and eventually achieve that big goal. So set yourself with small little goals. It could be a little thing every day, like I'm going to do 2 push-ups and then do 3. But little things like that show that you're giving yourself that ability to be joyous and happy and achieve things. And as those things happen, you create the momentum in your mind and in your body to be happy and joyful. Our next tip, look at beautiful things. Now, that sounds pretty silly, but research showed recently that if you look at things that are both beautiful or functional, or beautiful and functional, it actually reduces your negative feelings like anger and annoyance or anxiety. And it also brings a sense of contentment out there. So purely beautiful objects out there that are functional, they reduce negative emotions by up to 29%, increasing a sense of calmness within you. And it's so important to have that type of emotional arousal within you so that you're calm as opposed to dealing with anger, anxiety, and fear. So when you have a moment, look at something beautiful. It could be a beautiful skyscraper. It could be a beautiful waterfall. It could be trees in a park. But whatever it is, find beauty out there and look at it and decide how amazing that is so that your brain can instill itself a sense of calm and contentment. Our last tip. We talked last time about our parents telling us not to talk to strangers, but they also told us eat our fruits and vegetables. And believe it or not, it's something that actually helps you out in terms of becoming more content, more curious, more creative, and of course more positive. So eating fruits and vegetables actually helps you engage more with people and find more meaning and more purpose. So why not eat more fruits and vegetables every day? So the more you can eat them, the more curious you'll be, the more you'll have positive emotions, and of course, the more engaged and more purpose you'll find in yourself. So as our parents told us, eat your fruits and vegetables. It's going to make you happy. That's a wrap for this week's double edition of EQ Video Tip. Here's a quick recap of all the things we covered this week, and again, customize them and make them yours. Thanks again. So that concludes our EQ video tip for today. Try incorporating some of these tips into your daily routine. But remember, use what works best for you and personalize it for yourself. Thank you always to our great research team for providing us with some great tips today. As always on EQ Video Tip, we want to end with gratitude. So thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Here are some resources that you can use if you want more information on EQ going forward. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you.